All right, let's start the podcast.
Yeah.
You guys are
Anyway,
kinda twinning.
welcome to Bodily Fluids
We're twinning.
and
You're totally
Sore
twinning,
Necks.
Dana.
Dana and I
What?
You
I
guys
still
are twinning.
Well, when you used to open for me, when we played the Sheds, for you people out there, you'd go out and you'd play outdoor amphitheaters, kind of funky ones in the Northeast in August. And you would open for me, and David would walk out. This was like in my heyday, right off rock and roll, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And they would start going, ooh, they thought you were me. But by the
and
end
they
of the
started to murmur,
tour,
"Oh, it's
David
not
was the
him."
first comic I ever seen. He'd come out in shorts, holding a Pepsi or something,
Heineken.
and you would kind of drape yourself across the stool and kind of like, "What's up, everybody?" It's just like I go out like a dancing monkey. One time I sweated through my entire clothes. It was like 102 and humid.
Yeah,
You're just
back
like,
east.
How you doing,
I
pal?
think we were renting cars going from one of the, and then I go out there and mumble 20 minutes and get paid. Then you
I
run
didn't
out
know
there
it
like
was
John
allowed.
Bonet. You're like, oh, my Yankee Doodle Dance.
I'm out there. Isn't that special? Isn't that special?
Everyone's
dude?
like, ah! They go
And you're
crazy.
like, "What's up, everybody?" I
I
just
go-
didn't know you could do that.
I know.
Anyway,
Were you guys on SNL at the same like
Here, Heather, pick
started
one.
together at the same time?
He started probably 5 years before me.
on Saturday Night Live, I started in '86. You came dancing in around '90.
Yeah, 90, 91.
I
little
had
young
100 shows in my back pocket.
You
Here
know-
So
comes
what
the-
was your first like encounter?
David and I met at. I lived above a garage
Yeah,
in Beechwood Canyon.
on Alciona.
Yeah. And Bob Duback lived in the house, and Kevin Nealon lived in the house. My wife and I were trying to save money because I didn't have many prospects. Everything I'd done had bombed. And so we lived up there for $300 a month, had a hot plate. And then one day, David showed up. And I said, do you have a paper route? Who are you?
I did look young. It was Nealon had the other room.
I'd like to sign up if I could get the,
I sold Grit
the
magazine.
Santa Monica Gazette.
Penny savers. So so Nealon said, I see him at the Improv, and he was one of my favorite comics, and he said, why don't you, he goes, I'm working at the Saturday Night Live now, so maybe you could rent my room if you need a place to stay. And there's other comics there, it's easy. And then when he came back from SNL, he'd sleep on the couch. He let me keep the room, but I think he sized me up and knew there'd be no action in that bedroom, so it's pretty safe.
You made up for that later, though. You started out
Dana?
slow. You got out of the gate slow.
Dana?
Yep. Hello, ladies.
Yeah, it's
'cause
kind
I-
of common knowledge. I mean,
It's
if
common
you went-
knowledge.
If you go out in LA, you always have.
You're going to
like
have sex with me?
No, there was. If you
Well, there's
walked into a club or restaurant, I've seen you out over the years. There's always
Maybe.
holding court.
Listen.
in a
There's
booth. There's always
been a little of
few
that.
dudes and then a bunch of girls.
But what happened
Bunch
was
of modelly
zero action, total of flatlining, grade school, high school, even college. So I probably I was probably lost virginity senior year, and then college, maybe 2 girls I hooked up with, gave them a solid D+ action. A lot
Okay.
of complaints, a lot of bad feedback.
Right.
And then didn't know what I was doing. Didn't have a dad when I grew up, so there's no one you can ask. Hey, what's going on with this?
Well,
What
I
am
wouldn't
supposed
ask my dad. Jesus.
But he would
Oh,
knock you.
Jesus Christ, you big dummy. You can be a runner, because we were all in the track and field. You can be a runner, or
These are
you
your
can be a
options?
lover. A runner or a lover. You can't be both.
You know, my friend told me, I won't say who. My friend said he goes, this girl we know, I think he goes, I know she's not good in bed. I go, why? He goes, you can tell by the way she runs. I go, that's fucking hysterically ridiculous. There's no chance. And he
I've
goes,
never heard that.
I've never heard that
never.
either.
And I can't even figure out what it is.
I go, she's amazing in bed. How do you know? Look at the way she holds her spoon.
Yeah. I mean, there
It's
are
a
some
tell.
things you can give. There's tells.
Yeah.
I didn't think running was one of them.
No,
Unless she runs and falls down. I mean, if she's so uncoordinated or something.
but
Yeah, she's.
two nerds getting women. Like, okay, so Bill Gates is out there right now.
And they just
And the story
found
keeps
out.
breaking. Because you think it's so obvious that, and now he's on Epstein's whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
He was in his house 77 times. He said,
What?
I barely knew him. I didn't even know. I never met him. 77 visits, according to the Daily Beast or something like that.
Sure.
I love gossip.
Anything.
wanna
I do
know all
too.
the
I'm fucking
dirt.
jizzing all over this story.
For sakes, Dennis Miller being like, "Grand, the king of the greenbacks, okay? Dancing with Epstein, huh? That's a canoodle turtle right there." But
Dude, I haven't gone 77 times back to Arizona to see my family since I started SNL.
exactly.
This guy, and I remember a couple of them. Meanwhile, oh, Epstein's Island.
Right.
I thought you guys meant Hawaii. No.
No,
Yeah, I have
the
been
one
there a
in the-
trillion
yeah,
times.
where
Oh, where you fuck a
Well,
bunch
you've
of young
been
girls.
there.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah, no, I've been there.
Oh, so I'm talking to an Epsteinite.
Who, me?
Yeah, are you? Who are you?
I haven't been there.
Okay, I thought you were
He's
talking about
making
yourself.
jokes.
No,
Oh,
I'm saying Bill
yeah,
Gates.
yeah.
When I was, someone told me, they go, I heard you on his plane. I'm like, where's this fucking mandate? Or, you know, where they say, oh, let me look at the, what's it called, the plane log? The flight log. Yeah, flight log. They go, there's every celebrity in the world supposedly is on it. It's like, no, it's just, I wasn't on it. I'm sure what happens is sometimes they go, you were on that plane? Yeah, I wasn't. But if that could happen, I say maybe one of those guys, like, I'll be like in Miami and I'll see Owen Wilson. He goes, hey, we're going back tomorrow. If you want to go early, my buddy's rich. You got a plane you want to jump on? I don't fucking do a zip check on the guy. I go, fuck yes. I'm not asking any questions.
Yeah, he's a
Sit
really
there,
nice guy.
throw me
man.
some
We
pizza
could
rolls,
go
I'll shut the
on
fuck up.
there. He's like the boy in the bubble. Like, we could go to Argentina tomorrow and
Yeah.
surf if you want.
He's got the life, man.
Did you ever go on MGM Grand?
Yes.
Okay, so let me set the stage. I've talked about it before. It was this so-called elite movie star airline. They took old DC-9s, really ratty planes, put them all gold and tinsel inside,
good
had
idea.
a bar, only seated like 20 celebrities,
Yeah.
and they had little
all
bedrooms.
first class.
Yeah. So you flew on that.
I sprung during SNL with my meager pit, you know.
Well, you break even your first few years on SNL.
I know. Lauren tried to pay me in bitcoins back then. I should have taken it.
It's going to be all the rage, David. There's no one who doesn't have a Lauren now. Lauren Michaels is the most impressionable character
I just do
ever.
yours but louder.
David's going through that thing of like, what's it all about? But he actually said to me as we ping pong around, A to D theater much,
No joke.
Dana, David's always ready. Because in read through, you would sit behind me.
Yeah.
And you would say, look behind you, Dana. You see the future of the show. There's a
You
lot of
smoke a
pressure
cigarette
on
and look
you.
back and go, I'm not worried.
You had
This
a pipe.
fucking clown behind me, I'm okay.
Did you guys ever write a sketch together?
I was told to write for Dana because I was a middle act when I got hired, which means I got about 30 minutes. I'm not a headliner. But Rob Schneider and I were middle acts, but we were getting paid $1,000 a middle, which was for a week, 7 shows. But that was
Yeah.
still good money.
Definitely.
And when we got hired, I didn't know how to fucking write a sketch. I couldn't even be a headliner. And then they go, I can't even write for me. So that's the only chance I would have is like write yourself some shit for Weekend Update, what people do. And Lauren's like, maybe Dana.
So
I
what
go,
would
Dana's
what did
fucking
you,
fine. He's
what
in
did you
90
give
sketches
me?
a week.
I remember you taught
didn't
me
give you
how
that
to do
much.
Michael J. Fox.
Okay, yeah, that
Because
was,
you
that was
had
fucking.
one word
It
was
still
your-
gives me nightmares.
Michael J. Fox from Family Ties had one word that would get you into the impression, which was,
Mallory.
that's it.
Was it?
Mallory.
Oh yeah. And then I tried to do Casualties of War, that Sean Penn. Remember when Michael J. Fox did this hard drama
Yes.
about a rape?
Yes.
And he's like, hey, Sarge, you gotta give me a minute on this here. I mean, she's just a farm girl, Sarge.
Yeah, it's
And he's
always
like, she's a VC gook whore. We're all gonna fuck her. And he's like, Mallory?
Mallory. I know. It's always looked like you're just
He
looking
kind
in
of
the
looks and he
sun.
goes in the tippy toes. I had one impression that was okay, and fucking Lauren called me and Michael J. Fox on the show this week. I go, no fucking shit. I've been dreaming about this for 2 years so I can get on the goddamn show. And he goes, could you help Dana do it? I go, Dana who? That fucking asshole who's in
I don't have
everything?
enough.
Dana, who's Scrooge McDuck sitting on piles of money and sketches in his office. And he goes, yeah, I mean, you'll both do it, but maybe they don't know you. So maybe have Dana do it first, and then you come out if you
you
want.
could do
If I
it.
want.
Did you end
Come
up
on, a
doing it?
catapult. Pew, pew.
Did you end up doing it?
Yeah, in the monologue, I think it was he went out, then you went
Oh,
out, and then
oh,
I came out at
and
the
then you
end
came
when
out.
everyone's already like,
Yeah.
oh, he's doing Dana. Fucking
I know.
switcheroo. I almost blew my brains out. And then we did the funny sketch.
Oh, that was not by my design.
No, I still hate
I
you.
think David could go third.
I know, and then you go, could you coach me to play him after he does Michael J? I'm like, oh, getting fucked on all sides. But then we did the sketch, the former child stars robbing the bank. That was a funny sketch.
And you, me, and
I-
Michael?
It was Michael J. Fox played Danny Bonaducci.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Farley played Mindy Cohen. Just do it, Rippy.
Put him in a dress.
Yeah.
And
He
who
had
did I
pigtails.
play?
You.
I played some.
There's no way you weren't in it.
Jealous much?
Someone played Todd Bridges,
And then you
and
played-
I played Michael J. Fox. So I come in and I
Yeah.
go, and to him I got to go, hey, listen, it's all crazy out there. I don't think we should do this, guys. And then he starts laughing at fucking rehearsal, and the crowd goes bananas. Of course, he pulls it together on air, and I don't get the big fucking score. So afterwards, I go, hey, when you do the rerun, can you put in dress? And they're like,
Yeah.
boy, you fucked up. I go, yeah, because it was great, and everyone fucking loved
You
it.
always want, when you're on Saturday Night Live, Inside Baseball, you just want the rehearsal not to be the best it's going to be. You want it to be good enough, but when you're on the air show, in the back of your head, you want to be going, wow, this is the best it's gone all week. You know,
Yeah, that you don't want to peak on dress.
you don't even want to peek at read through
Yeah.
because you can go so hard to get on the show, you never get back to that point.
Oh, you never get that high. That
Shut up,
coke.
Brian. They're talking about process.
No, this is
These are
square
friends
ball
of the
nerd
podcast.
shit.
They're
Yeah.
from Torrance. Shut up, Brian. They're talking about podcast
This
stuff.
is the
They're talking
good
about
part.
Saturday Night Live.
Who cares about Delta? I like this part.
Yeah.
By the way,
Spade's really
I don't know if you
fun.
know that we're in a fucking 4.5 square foot room. And, all Dana's money is
told you to
going
be
into
casual.
the podcast room. I'll tell
Do
you
you
that.
like the blue, the pale blue, and the orange?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. These are the
It's like
Delta
a
colors, by the way.
Burlingame high school colors.
Yeah.
It's the Jets.
And then we got a 4.5 watt bulb that's like bzz, 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 like burning mosquitoes. This is flickering. It's called Pokemon seizures.
Well,
about
usually
that.
by the time you get in a podcast and they put you through all this stuff and the rigmarole, or
I love
then
it
you're
here.
nervous. Here you're relaxed.
The best thing is when on the way here you go, it's gonna be so fun. You're not even gonna know. You're not even gonna remember we had this conversation. You're gonna have so much fun because we're both trying to tell each other, don't worry about it. Because
I know.
when Dana does my show or anything for me, I always try to make it easy on everyone. And you give them 100 outs. I'm like, you don't have to come if you don't want to
me try.
come. And and then when he came on Lights Out, that I'll try to. I go, just we'll make it easy. I go, you guys, when Dana gets here, just let him get in and get out. If he wants to wear the Tony Montana outfit, if he doesn't, just say no. It's whatever he wants. And you do the same thing. Like I come here and you go, if you want to
Right.
do it, then yesterday you called me to let me get out of it again.
I,
Which is
What is
nice.
that about? What
I
is
say what happens is you're offered a lot of stuff. We're lucky, podcasts, and they have your email, and there's people who might hit you up a few times, and you go hit me in this, and then they do it, and then the day you have committed to something, and it's the day to do it, it's like the worst day of your life. Either you're sick or you have 1,900 things to do. So you're like, fuck, why? Always say no. Always say no to
You know,
everything.
But you're very nice.
So
too.
I called him yesterday and said, look, because 3 days ago, Dave was like, sure, dude, I'm going to do it for sure, But then I knew maybe over the weekend there'd be a little voice in his head going, really? So I said, look, you don't have to do it because this podcast is so mellow that my backup was Heather.
you had done a back channel
We
text
did a little
with Heather.
back channel thing, and she was really, her
Heather's
childhood
like,
is
Heather's
hysterical.
like, I know all these shitty stories. Believe me, I'll go A to B to Z. I got them all.
I got them all, kid. So here's 3 David Spade things. You can pick one.
Okay.
Which I always find interesting. I would start with the one I would find. Here, there's 3 of them. I'll tell you the one I find most interesting.
I'll do that one.
One is like worst bomb. One is like the very first time you got the courage to go on stage.
Okay.
3 is the moment of on SNL, because we talked about that you started as a feature player and
Yeah.
it took you a while to crush it and the audience to find you. What was the moment where it turned? Was it an update thing or something where you went,
Ooh, I like
okay,
that.
I got
I'll
this.
start with that one because
All
I
right.
know that answer right away.
I'd like to answer that for you if I could.
you don't need me here.
No, go ahead. Because
I-
there is that moment you go, I'm happening now.
When you
right?
yeah, I got on. We wrote for 4 shows. Me and Schneider, we got hired together. Dennis Miller goes, Spudling, if you don't fucking score in these 4 shows, man, I don't see you coming back. I mean, why? I'm like, God damn.
Dennis had a
he's
very
tough.
unique sense of
He's a
humor.
tough dad.
What do you call you?
Spudley.
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 Call
and,
me
and I would try to
Carvey.
write update jokes and stick them under his desk and say, like, I was trying to help some way. I was only probably better at writing jokes. So anyway, we won't get sidetracked. So I go on, and then the next season, Rock and Farley start. So now that's sort of our year because then Sandler trickled in, and everyone shot out of a cannon. Everyone was doing great, and I wasn't doing that great. So we do the whole year. I'm not getting paid jack shit. And then, so that first 4 show summer, Lauren, I don't know if I'll bring him back. And then I go, is he bringing me back? He goes, well, he's in Amagansett. I go, who the fuck cares? I mean, call him, like email. Like, can we not get a hold of this guy? no, I'm in a different house. There's absolutely no way to get a hold of me. I go,
I change houses every night.
Right.
It's just, there's so many of
secret
them.
phone number. But I go, just, he won't tell you. So he likes that. He sort of lays low, and then you sweat
Yeah.
out. Then he goes, we'll bring back Spade. We'll see if you've got anything left in the tank. I go, I hope I have something left. I did 4 shows. So I come back to the whole year, don't do that well. And in the summer, tells Brad and Mark, I don't know if we're going to bring him back. And then, which means also no raise, no nothing. You're lucky to be here. So then I come back. He goes, okay. I have to move again. I've moved every summer. Move out, lug my goddamn mattress, lug a shitty desk, have a crummy fucking landline, 2 spoons, a bowl, and then next year, lug that shit back into some other shit. I lost
It's
money. 'Cause
amazing you hung on that many years.
I can't believe it because he kept going, I don't know. And so I'd have to check out of my, because I couldn't pay all summer's rent, you know?
It's like a dysfunctional
It's so
relationship.
fucking horrible. So I come back.
Well,
So then the
pressure.
next year, I fucking barely register on the Richter. I do a few things. I do receptionist or something, which was sort of a sketch that was mine that did okay.
Oh, didn't I come on that as
Oh, and
an
you came on
alien
as
or
an alien at
something?
the end,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You
That was
scored.
like a receptionist being, and you are being very obnoxious to
Yeah.
the celebrities coming
First
in.
sketch I did that was sort of a concept, more like attitude instead of like just jokes. And then that was a 5-to-1 sketch with MC Hammer. And then it did well, and they said, oh, Roseanne should do it. You know, we put Roseanne in. Then that was the first sketch out. So that one did well. Then, and Phil came out as Jesus. You remember that?
Yes.
And
Hello,
then
my
that
flock.
year, and then he still said, I don't know if you're coming back. So the following year, Odenkirk
How
helped
many
me
years now?
with Hollywood Minute.
Oh,
We were at the table.
that's it.
And I said, hey, and I was reading People Magazine or Us Magazine and was shitting on everyone. He goes, you should do something like that. I go, how? And he goes, just an update. I think we were going to call it, guess what? Hey, Michael Bolton, you got long hair, but guess what? We all know what's happening on top. You're a bald guy. And I
Don't
know you
come out of a pool.
Oh, yeah, I know you sold 8 million albums, but guess what? I don't know anybody that has one. And so he said something like that. And then I went on Dennis Miller's talk show, and I had shorts on again. And he goes, Spudley, on the air, I wore shorts on a fucking talk show. And he goes, I didn't know any
Smart.
better. No stylist. And he goes, Spud, what's with the shorts? I go, it's called summer. Look into it. And then afterwards, he goes, that was funny. And so that sort of whole attitude was tied in Hollywood Minute. So I did it once. It did well. And then I was like, oh, that was pretty good. And then about a week later, Lauren goes, Hollywood Minute this week? I go, what? Like, this is the first time he asked me to do something. It's the first time I was on his radar. And I go, fuck yeah. And so I do it. Then 2 weeks later, Hollywood Minute, maybe.
So for people who are thinking about this, this is on Update. You're in the center of the studio, 8H, so you can really, you can look out at the audience and really respond to them. Secondly, you had photos of the celebrities you were going to shit on in a funny way,
Yeah.
right over your shoulder. So very potent,
Shit on, which is
potent to put your character right
Yeah.
down the pipe.
And I'm a new guy from Arizona, blonde, look young, and just taking people's legs out. Like, it was kind of funny because I wasn't well known. When I got known more later in the show, in the later years, last years, I didn't want to do it as much because it's not quite as funny because it's not just some random guy. I'm like kind of in the mix with them now. But, and my worst bomb was, not my worst bomb, but one of my talk shows, I think it was Arsenio or something. You know, you've done your act a million times and you practice your 6 minutes. Don't you fucking fade out on me. I see you. He's fucking drifting off like this. I can't wait to go to the
We
weed
got the
store
headphones
after.
on.
He's like,
Can we hear
I want to get
David
those
well?
600 weed pens.
I hear it perfectly.
Okay, good. Good. 'cause
He goes to the weed store and goes, hey, which one of these 600 pens? I went to the weed store. Looks like World War Z. You know, it's like not like a fun place. Like people walking knees backwards, like in The Conjuring or something. I go, this place is haunted. It's weird. It's not the Apple store. It's not clean. And the guy's all fucking glazed. I go, hey, are you fucked up? He goes, yeah. I go, oh, that's sort of like mandatory. So then I go, what should I get? My neck hurts a little. I'm not really good at weed. Just like, is there a little like pen? I mean, I know a vodka. He goes, which one of these 600 pens do you want? I go, what? I'm not the sales guy. I don't know. You want some North Slope Vietnamese purple-haired hash? I go, no, I don't know. I like vodka soda.
Yeah.
I have 2, I'm really drunk. 3, I'm super fucked up. I know kind of. This, I have no idea.
You
'cause
ever tried the brand Shovel to the Face?
That's, no.
That'll get you really wake you up.
Have you tried brain retard?
Twice.
Oh, yeah. So the guy goes, the owner comes out and he tries to puff up. He goes, let me take care of this guy. Hey, you know what? Jimmy, throw in some fentanyl crab cakes. Get him some LSD brown. I go, no, candy corn. No, I don't want any of that stuff. I just want something. He goes, okay, here's a gummy bear. And I eat it. And he goes, don't eat the whole thing. I go, hey, fuck you. It's an inch of food. I can't eat it all. He goes, no, just bite the ear off a little bit. I go, no. You're not.
So
I'm
a
not.
gummy bear actually has an ear?
Yeah, they're little ears. Where have you been, guy?
I'm old-fashioned. You give me a log of
Jeez,
beer,
I
don't
think
do
they've been
the
around
kid
about 30
stuff.
years. They're not like off the presses.
Used to be
No.
called the psilocybin kid, remember? David likes his mushrooms.
David, play the Encyclopedia Britannica kid. That was a big one. Remember that kid?
All right, now
Okay,
this one.
So wait, I bombed on
Oh, yeah,
Arsenio.
you-
I don't know how I got spun on.
Arsenio, you bombed, but you'd already been on
No,
SNL?
I didn't really bomb, but here's something. Has this ever happened on a talk show? It's probably happened on panel for you when you're on the couch and you're telling stories to Ellen or whatever. But in the middle of my act, I practice my 6 minutes. Like, here's my act. I got an old car. Well, it's not really an old. I got a new car. It's not really new. It's an old UPS truck. I got it so I can park wherever I want. That was my first act. So let's say I'm on Arsenio, and I don't know if it was that joke, but you blank. I've done this joke 1,000 times. I go, I got an old car. It's not really old. It's not an old car. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because when you walk out, you go, you see a show from this way, like Carson or Leno or something. You see this way, Letterman. And when you get there, you walk out, and if you haven't rehearsed, which I didn't, you see shiny stage, cameraman board, audience, but they're way back there. Letterman's kind of behind you, or Carson. And all that is going through your mind instead of your act. And then you see a mark you're supposed to hit, and you get there, and I'm like, you just want to go, what the fuck? But you have to start.
Oh, it's a Fellini-esque.
It's like a movie. You go, it's like you're panning out from a Scorsese movie, and you see everything, and now you got to talk. And I'm like, this is not like a comedy club. It's not like what I'm used to.
Right.
I get the mic stand, I'm freaking out, and I sort of bumble it. And I'm like, everything you're thinking, like, what am I doing? But that's not your act. So you have to get that out of your head so you can just think of one thing. Because Leno or something used to say, I do my laundry in my head. I do my taxes. Hey, did I do my laundry this week? Like, he's doing his act, but you're so used to it, you're
Because
drifting
he's
off.
so locked into his act.
But I'm like going, what are my crummy jokes?
Well, you know, if you want to be terrified, like for me growing up with Johnny Carson, okay, so it's Johnny Carson, my God. So I got on SNL about 6 months in. I never could get on doing stand-up like you guys. Macaulay go, I don't get it because I'm doing jumping broccoli and it's not special. Where's the joke, you
Yeah,
motherfucker?
where is it?
So when you're backstage there and you're going to come out and you hear that voice say,
Your name.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who just joined us, we're going to have a young man who's had quite a bit of success on Saturday Night Live with the Churchley, I understand. And well, let's
understand
please
it's
welcome
amusing.
Dana Flarfo. And then they never got the name right.
Oh,
And then
yeah, Ding Dang
no, I might
Flarflo.
have, but it was, and then you sit down and I've seen Johnny on an analog, not an HD TV for years. Now I'm seeing him with pancake thick makeup.
Yes.
I'm seeing all the tennis and the booze and the crack. Everything is there.
The ex-wives.
And he's like a foot from my head, and I'm not kidding. I can't believe
Looks
that's
more like
Johnny
Yoda.
Carson.
Yeah.
I was baking in Manhattan Beach this weekend. I had a double Mai Tai dry.
Aunt Blabby.
So,
Yeah,
but
I saw
that's
Letterman
just-
that too. I saw Letterman and I go, he looked older to me because I didn't
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see one wrinkle on TV. And then I'm like, I was
And then
literally
you
getting
just-
lost. I go, were you in Dance with Wolves? Were you Crow's Feet?
don't you kind of like try to act confident when you're not confident? What I try to do is just pretend I'm confident, like literally just act like I'm confident, even though
Yeah.
inside I'm just
Well,
terrified.
that's my whole life. Yeah.
So right now you're just if your internal monologue is like,
No,
get me out of here.
Actually, around you, I'm not. But
I'm
that's
terrified that chair's gonna that
This
one
this
of those
just
legs.
There's
chair.
something
Very
not
wonky.
looking good.
Another
there.
shitty chair in Dana's place.
We don't have
the
liability
one you kept-
insurance. David's in a Kmart special chair. He
It's
didn't
the one
get
he
the
kept
good
bringing
one.
back and forth to SNL.
This is the chair I
That's
took
the
from
chair.
SNL.
The
Took
one he
home.
kept bringing back.
Okay, do you want me to do some red neckies
Yeah.
or ask you another question, which I find
No, I
interesting?
want to hear Red Nicky's.
Have you know about red necky?
I've heard some on the streets. I've heard some things about.
It's like it's a sister bit to the angry East Coast comic,
Oh,
where
I
it's
love that.
intentionally bad.
Yeah.
Give me one, because we
The
were
Angry
riffing
East
on
Coast
that.
comic.
Yeah.
Angry East Coast comic.
Okay.
What's going on? He's a
The rich
millionaire.
comic, yeah.
He came out as an angry comedian complaining. Then he became incredibly successful, but he still has to complain. That's the conceit.
What's with curly fries? Fuck you. Give me a fry. Make it straight. Make mine curly. Eat it, dick.
You know what drives me nuts? Coffee cups. You could put cocoa in that fucking thing. They got to label everything. The other thing that drives me fucking nuts.
Pickles. Lights.
Lights drive me nuts. What, I gotta have a light all the time? Can I just sit in the dark once in a while? Drives me fucking nuts. You know, I got property in the Caymans. I got a couple condos in Toronto. I got a mansion by the beach and in town. But you know what drives me fucking nuts? Tangerines. Eat an orange or don't eat an orange. I don't need a midget orange. That's all it is. It's
Is it a
fucking
Tangelo
shrunken-
or a fucking cutie? Give it one word. I don't need and when I'm backstage at a fucking party, I don't need a Tangelo to quench my fucking hunger.
The in for me is you know what drives me fucking nuts?
Yeah, he goes like this. Convertible. Get a fucking top. You can't.
Tables. What's with the fucking table? You can't hold something for a day or two? You gotta put it on a table?
Hey, where's
Drives
my
me
table? I'm a
nuts.
baby in a crib.
What's with breathing? I gotta breathe all the time? What the fuck is
Let
that
me
about?
die. Hey, breathe. That's an order. Fuck you.
All right, so... You know what drives me fucking nuts?
Fucking crazy.
Chain link fences. Get a fucking lumber yard and build a fucking fence.
Either
I can
have
see
a
right
wall
through
or
the fucking
don't.
thing.
Why do I need to see the neighbor?
Chain link. The fuck? Drives me out of my mind. You know, that's got a good play on Bitcoin. I saw it before Elon Musk went nuts. I got out like 10x.
10x.
Did well.
All right, where's Ricky?
Red
Ricky
Redneck
the
is
raccoon.
the same thing. He's intentionally the worst blue-collar comic ever. Okay. And I'll give you some of the old ones, and then I'll go into a couple new ones. I'm Red Rednecky, the redneck comedian.
Okay, we're going.
You ever crap so big you're not sure it can fit down that turlet? Come and get some.
Oh, you got
Am I
some
hearing it?
applause? I do.
Oh, you're hearing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you got to do the comment.
Oh, come and get some. I asked my mama what's for dinner. She said roadkill. I said, what kind? She goes, I got to take a drive. Come and get some.
Oh, yeah, you got a hook.
Yeah, I once dated a girl from Creeping Rash, Mississippi. I said, how are those folks? She said, itchy. Come and get some.
Dude, he's breaking his finger on the fucking applause.
I once asked my sister if there was any chance she was my real mama. She said, wouldn't surprise me. She said,
What did you say?
I asked, I'm Red Rednecky, the redneck comedian.
Got it.
I once asked my sister.
Okay.
I didn't even get glasses.
I know, you're
going
fucking-
blind.
Find out what you asked
drives
her.
me nuts, Mr. Magoo. That guy should be in a fucking home. He's walking around construction sites killing
Give him
people.
glasses. He's your grandpa. He's somebody's grandpa.
Yeah. If you're fucking blind, stay in your apartment. Drives me out of my freaking... All right. I'm Red Redneck, the redneck comedian. I once asked my sister if there was any chance she was my real mama. She said, wouldn't surprise me. She said, any chance you're my real daddy? And I said, busted. Come and get some.
That one's good. It's a little harder to follow. It's a little dense.
They're too long. I know.
She said, and then I said, and then we
The quick
together.
one. The
your
quick
tidy
ones.
whitey one.
Huh?
Your tidy whitey one.
Yeah.
Tidy Whitey one. I don't remember that one. No, Tidy Whitey. What was
I
it?
asked Mama to wash my tidy whitey.
I asked Mama to wash my tidy whities. I said, how'd it go? She says, I haven't seen skid marks like that since the Daytona 500. Come and get some.
I got a good catchphrase too.
All right, what's your
I
catchphrase?
need a joke though. Okay, I'll do it for my old joke. I said, I'll do my one. I bought a new car. It's not really new. It's an old UPS truck. I got it so I can park it wherever I want. Rack 'em.
Rack 'em. I like
Because that's what they say. When you win a pool game, you go, rack 'em.
rack 'em.
So it's like you won. You're celebrating.
Shut up, Brian. They're trading catchphrases.
I like this part.
Was there a
It's got
comedian
some
who
dips.
had
What?
catchphrase? Was there a comedian that had a
Oh,
a
fucking
catchphrase?
Myers had 1 million.
Well, isn't that special?
okay, so-
And I had, we were here to pump
Oh, yeah.
you up.
You know, I like on that one more. Hear me now, believe me later.
Give me now, believe me later.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, that still is my favorite attitude to inhabit is Hans.
Fucking Hans and
Look
Franz
at these
cracked me up.
losers.
I was like, God damn it, there's a Hans and Franz this week. Our sketches will not be seen.
A gentleman joins us. He's doing kind of these muscular Austrian, a little bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And they're going to come out right now and entertain us for a bit. Sorry, Johnny.
Here's
your
my
hairpiece
last
called.
question to you.
Yes.
I get to ask you one.
Oh, I got one for you, too.
Oh, you do? Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, let me see. I was going to say, what was your first big talk show that you got to do stand up on?
I never did stand up on a talk show.
Oh, you didn't? You only do panel?
I just
Crazy.
panel. I got to be first guest out, or I don't play that game. I don't come out like a little chump. Like, oh, hope you like me.
How about they said while you're over there killing on Colbert, they said, do you want to be on Colbert? You have to be second guest because it's always politics. I go, Pasadena.
Well, I always tell John that. I go, John, I'm always the first guest, or I'm just not the guest. He goes, you can just dictate that? I go, no, I'm not mad. It's just either I'm first or I don't come on the show. How do you do that?
Balderdash!
I come out toward the end if I'm lucky.
They told me I'm the headliner at 5-1. So, yeah, I saw Lovitz this weekend. We were golfing. We saw Caitlyn Jenner, who's running for
Governor.
She's got my vote.
Yeah, she.
Hey, guys.
She goes, because I used to do something about Caitlyn Jenner, my act. And then, but it's, you meet someone, they're lovely in person. You just go, I'm a fucking crummy comedian. I just do
I
jokes.
know.
I just rip them off the headlines. No offense.
No offense.
Remember, I go,
or nothing.
Caitlyn Jenner. I don't like that she calls herself Caitlyn because that's reserved for like 30-year-old women. She's 72. Like, it's sort of like my name's David, which is boring. I wish it was like Connor, because then girls be like, I would be cool overnight. They'd be like, hey, look, Connor's kind of cool. I'd be like, hey, what's up, ladies? Hang on, I got to go do TikTok. And then they're like, ooh. But just because your name just sounds, you're like, I think Caitlyn Jenner should have been Barb. Get something more age appropriate, like Barb Jenner.
Well,
Hi, I'm
here's-
Donnie.
What you doing, Dana Carvey?
Let me do Prince Harry up top.
Yeah, do Prince Harry. I want to see
Prince Harry, yes. To me, look, and again, it's like you with Caitlyn. I have no skin in the game. He seems like a nice guy, whatever. But I feel like he's someone who was kind of in the army. I drive a helicopter. And then he was like in Vegas and all those party pools for a few years, and that, let's get high with the prince. And now he's gotten woke and he's got therapy. So everything is new to him. So he says, I don't know, freedom of speech in America, it just seems bonkers. And that's a quote. I just don't know about it. I'm going to think about it, but I don't even know it.
Yeah, even Megan.
What's the other one there?
No, I like Prince Harry because I like him on the helicopter. He goes, I'm driving a helicopter. And then it's like, it's one of those like, when you take a driving test and the other guy's really driving it.
Simulated or
Yeah.
Yes.
And he just pretends to drive it. Other pilot's really driving it.
But it's one of those bookmark impressions that's just my sense of how he would talk, even though he doesn't. I drive a helicopter. I'm so high above the trees. I see the treetops. I love it.
And then Megan's smoking next to him going, hey, babe, listen, next interview, you talky lessy, all right? It's the Megan show.
Yeah, I do her kind of very deep. Please.
Please.
Please, Harry, keep it very quiet. Take your pie hole and close it very. Yes, Meghan Markle, close it. Don't talk much and don't think much.
She's like hypnotizing him. Next time you see the queen, push her down. What?
I
Push her
hate
down.
those racist royals, but I'm a duke. I mean, why are they keeping the titles?
'Cause that's where
When they say they hate the organization
like
and then they're
Meghan-
cashing in.
Megan's an actress. She's from here. She wants to be famous. We all do. Fine. Fair enough. She's on shows. She's doing well. Sort of mid-level. They're like, Prince Harry's dating an A-list actress. I go, oh, I thought it was Meghan Markle. And then they're like, by the way, she's not even the most famous person on Suits.
Hey man, I've got I bought the DVD with all the extras. I got every season of Suits.
Oh,
so
Suits
to me,
is-
she was a
you can't
star.
turn it off. So she does that, and then she goes over there, and she's like, I didn't even know who he was. Whose castle did you think you were in? Like, bull
right.
fucking shit. You meet
Yeah.
a guy at Koi, you're Googling him.
I know.
So
Correct.
she does that, and then she's like, she's going to do a loop. She wants to be back in LA. Now you're famous.
Right.
Now no one cares because you're locked up. And it was quicker than I thought because she goes, let's go on vacation in Canada. And then that's not going to be long. That's their mid-stop. And then they're like, California, here we come, right back where I started from.
We just came here to escape the press, and I'm giving an interview about how we're escaping. My granddaddy was mean to his daddy, who was mean to me, and I'm gonna break the cycle.
I know. She looks like a handful. Let's just say that.
What you doing, Dana Carvey?
A joke of the week.
Oh, good.
Here we go.
I saw
He's
Larry
a San
Bubbles on
Francisco
here.
comedian. He's been
Yeah.
on Letterman, and he's famous.
Of course.
So this is the one constant we have so far.
I love it.
Do you?
That and the fucking flickering light. Give everyone Pokemon seizures.
That one?
Is it flickering anymore?
Pokemon.
Well, we didn't need that top light, did we? We didn't need any.
I'm gonna
of
leave
them.
a $5 bill.
This one's so dark. I have to.
Oh,
Someone
I
grab-
see.
So dark.
Because then it's like, okay,
Do you like
it is
this?
a little bit.
I feel like I'm in a fucking Saw movie, chained up.
I always love how you were kind of you did a lot of comedy, but you also would, when you needed it, you would be the sound effect.
You know
comic.
what's funny is,
Which is
I
so
was asking
funny.
someone about my old special, and they go, "I like those sound effects," and it was never anything I even thought of.
You didn't depend on it.
No, it was just in bits while I'm telling stories.
Yeah.
And then I think it was probably you when you do jokes about me, you do noises, and I go,
Uh-huh.
"Is that what I do?" And then I go back. That's fucking exactly what I do all the time. Because
That
all my
was-
friends in Arizona, we make sounds and we talk.
It's
you know.
great.
We could all do it.
Coming in at night and trying to be quiet.
it
Doors
helps
creaking.
a story if you add a little
I
texture.
love it. It's just funny because you don't do it very much because there were sound effect. Michael Winslow.
Oh yeah. You just try
And
to
then when you hit it, it's really fun.
pepper it in. Is he on?
Okay, here's Larry.
Larry. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it the hard line?
Where do you put that?
Hi, Larry.
Hey, what's up?
Oh. Hold on.
Hold on, chaos here
Oh,
at fucking Lowball Productions.
music.
That's all right. That's why we edit. It's not live.
That's why we edit. We can edit everything.
Yeah,
too.
I don't care. I like the fucking chaos.
It is good. Okay, Larry.
Criminy, the show's going to triple overtime.
Well, we started kind of late. David was great, hysterical. He told some really funny stories.
Sorry, Larry, I fucking screwed everything up.
I did Prince Harry kind of over the top.
We're summarizing what happened.
I did.
Higher. Larry,
it's fun.
he used to be in Just for Laughs magazine, right? That newspaper.
Yeah, I
Is
remember
that what it's
from-
called?
That's no longer around. The Foxes used to put that
Yes.
out.
I used to look, and it would show everyone in the country like where they were doing gigs. Or
John
something.
Fox.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just for laughs.
And they also had the San Francisco comedy competition we used to read about.
right.
Anyway, that's just a side note. I remember seeing your name a lot in there. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just interrupting.
This is Larry Bubbles Brown, who's been on every show. When he comes in, he's a San Francisco treat, bigger than Herb Cain. This is for inside. Shut up, Brian. It's
Bigger than
inside
Rice
info.
Aroni.
They're just setting it up. Just relax. He'll come with a joke.
I thought this was a weak podcast, actually, overall. That's your fans.
Oh, yeah.
It had some funny stuff, but I don't know if Spade's the guy.
Hey, Dana, it's not happening anymore. It's okay.
Go ahead, Larry. Sorry, we're
Larry.
sort of being weird.
Yes,
How are you? How are you?
I'm strung out. I'm fine. I'm talking to two Saturday Night Live legends. This is like my
Aw.
baseball card collection came to life.
I love that.
Hey, thanks, Larry. We gave ourselves a little applause there.
Well, you deserve it.
But you're a legend. We've known each other a long time. We've done a lot of gigs together. We've flown on some planes together. We've had all the fun. And my friend David Spade and I remember that one time we came into Texas, I think, that flight. We had some rough flights.
Shit, yeah.
Little light chop. There's never been
A little
anything.
dirty air.
Yeah, right. Without the seatbelt, you're not in your seat. That's when you know you're turbulent. So anyway, hit us with the joke of the week, and we'll see what we got here. Ladies and gentlemen, how do I introduce you? Want David to introduce it? Larry Bubbles Brown, the joke of the week?
That'd be great, yeah.
Guys, this is the part you fast forward to. Larry Bubbles Brown with the joke of the week. Hang on, Paul.
Thank you.
Hold on.
It's actually a lot of applause.
Okay.
A charity called.
Oh my god.
A
That's
charity called me and asked would I like to donate my car. I said yes, but then where would I live?
Good joke.
Joke of the week. That's good. You know what? It was quick.
Those are nice and
Very
fast.
quick, yes.
Those are good. They're hard to come by. A good, solid quickie.
Here's a quick one I thought of recently.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do it as Dennis. They're re-releasing a Kurt Russell flick, Escape from New York. This time they're releasing it as a documentary. I can't
It's not bad.
too many words, but the
liked
idea.
Dr. Fauci said sneezes can go 300 miles. You're just making up shit now.
You know my
Trying to
Fauci
stay on
catchphrase,
TV.
right?
Nuh-uh.
This is Dr. Fauci. Wear a mask until you're dead. And by the way, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself is his
I like
catchphrase.
it. Yeah.
It's good to inhale your own breath for 4 years.
Go fuck yourself. I'm Tony Fauci. I'm a famous man.
For what?
For what? For not having a fucking clue and financing that Wuhan
When he was on the
lab.
cover of I know. You see him on the cover of In Style with like shades on by a pool. I'm like, that's enough.
Oh, that's when You're right. That's when you knew he jumped the
Get
sharkadoo.
fucking lost.
Yeah.
The shark
He
variant.
goes, I got paid by Wuhan in bitcoins. I'm like,
I went to the Wuhan lab. I said, is it airtight? You got to keep it airtight. And they
or
said,
close to it.
Close to it. They go on a scale of 1 to 5. It's a strong 2. Next thing you know, coronavirus comes walking into town. The way I think, if it wasn't the Wuhan, it was an armadillo, a bat, and a rat had a 3-way. Out came a coronavirus baby, hitched a ride on an armadillo, went to a wet market, they sliced it up, nice steaks, put on some peppercorn sauce, and that was how it started. Go fuck yourself. That's
If there's been a mongoose involved in that, we'd all be dead.
mongooses will kill you.
Keep your eye on the ocelots.
Those types of animals are funny. The ones you don't think about
Yeah.
much. Marsupials are funny.
I think that the whole thing was a diversion just because he went there and they have a picture of him like with giant scissors opening the fucking wet mark or
Yeah,
the
Wuhan.
Wuhan lab.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that one.
Can I go to the Hall of Portraits? I hear there's one of me in your Wuhan lab. There's a little drafty in here. You sure it's secure with the viruses you're experimenting with? All right.
What do I know?
Go fuck myself. I'm sorry for asking questions.
All right. Well,
Anyway, so I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, Larry. You
And
did great.
Larry, that was a great jokes. Nice to talk to you again.
And I think before you go, I think I met David. Does David remember playing Holy City Zoo?
Wow, it was
Wow.
probably 1 or 2 times because I could not really get in the San Fran clubs. I did.
Yeah, you came.
Punchline.
I came up to see you. You were there. I think it was April of '90, but I'm not sure.
I do remember seeing you in the San Fran area. That must have been it because weren't you a big San Fran guy? Was that it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, that's great. And now we got this.
Now we got this.
And don't forget talking to me on this.
Well,
I'll never forget this thing.
Dana's trying to steal my thunder.
he's got a character he's working on called Sad Sad Saki, who's gonna open for Red Redneck. Give him a Sad Sad Saki line.
Someone stole my identity. Now his life sucks. Man, my life blows.
He has one ready. I love it.
Oh, it's all
Dude,
right.
that
at
was
the-
fast.
at
Thank
the
God.
Tip of his tongue.
We're fumbling around over here for shit.
Anyway,
All
well,
right,
we
thanks.
should wrap up because we have to do a Zoom to some show.
Yeah, Bubs.
Believe it or not.
Well, thanks. Well,
All right.
This is great. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, Larry,
see
appreciate
you,
it. Talk
buddy.
to you next week. Peace
you
out,
guys.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good.
Is that it for all of us? All right. We did great.
Sorry it went on so long.
Yay.
That's great, dude.